A good evening to everyone gathered here. I'm Indrajit, your MC for today's program. In this modern world, everything is transforming into digital from the usual methods, and these methods are far, and these methods are far more simple if learned properly. In today's session, we are going to see the ways to create revenue with the help of digital platform. Prayer is not only asking but an attitude of mind which produces the atmosphere in which asking is perfectly natural. Now I call upon Michelle J. Sushmita, student coordinator, first BCom B, to lead us into the prayer.
Thank you, Indrajit. Loving Heavenly Father, we come to you this heart for your blessing and help as we are gathered together. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you clearly show us how to conduct our work with a spirit of joy and enthusiasm. May we ask for your blessing and divine providence that the activities be successful and effective. Bless everyone present here. This we ask in Lord's name. Amen.
Thank you, Michelle, for the strong but fervent prayer. Happiness doesn't come to you until it has been welcomed. Now I call upon Ms. Subiksha Mary, student representative, first BCom C, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Indrajit. A very pleasant evening to one and all present here. I'm extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to welcome you all on this auspicious day for the webinar on the topic using digital platform for profit. The privilege to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Satya Saminathan Sir, Associate Professor of IFMR Graduate School of Business on behalf of PG and Research Department of Commerce. A pleasure to bid you all a cheerful welcome. I'm pleased to welcome, on behalf of our Director and Secretary, Brother Dr. Arokya Raj, Academic Director, Dr. Fatima Basin, Principal Dr. Usha George, Vice Principal Dr. B. Meena, Vice Principalship to Dr. Arokya Mary Gita Das, Head of the Department of Commerce, Dr. Unica, the faculty, Mr. Patterson family. I welcome you all and have a great day.
Thank you, Subiksha. Now I call upon our beloved head of the Department Commerce, Dr. D. Unica, to felicitate the gathering.
A very good evening to one and all present here. It is not only the good, but it is a very pleasant evening. I'm so humbled to felicitate on this wonderful webinar. And I think it is my privilege to talk on this occasion. Digital marketing and digital methodology of teaching is boom only during and after the pandemic. But here today in our midst is a great personality who is the pioneer of this digital marketing. And he is the great personality who has initiated and done a great things in digital marketing. Sir, we are really proud to have you and we are really blessed to hear from you. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and spending your precious time and your valuable into us. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of Department of Commerce and the Patrician College, I extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to you, sir. And my special appreciation to our special member in our department, Mrs. Vaideki ma'am. As sir said, that she always goes out of the way to support and to help students, and nothing can stop her from doing good things to the student. That is her character. Vaideki ma'am, thank you for coordinating these kind of webinar and doing the maximum to the student. And my special appreciation to all the students, coordinators, those who are really a backbone for the program. May God bless you. And the special thanks for all the participants, those who are eagerly wait to listen to our sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. May God bless us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I call upon Ms. Nisha, student coordinator, First, BCom B to give a brief introduction about our chief guest.
Thank you, Indrajit. Good evening to everyone gathered here. It's a great honor for me to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Satya Swaminathan. Dr. Satya did his PhD in marketing from Sri Chandrasekhara Vishwamaka Vidyalaya University and has 19 rich years of work experience. He served the industry for 10 years and moved to academia in 2010. Completing 10 years in academia, he is currently with IFMR Graduate School of Business, Kriya University. He initiated his career with a pharmaceutical company as a sales representative, later moved to the aviation industry and later into the banking sector until he moved to academics. Dr. Satya had a vibrant career growth, starting as a sales executive to vice president marketing. He had been a part of every marketing department, which included sales, training, digital marketing, and product strategy. He was a vice president and he headed the branches in a bank, led a large holistic team of managers, and was responsible for market broadening and revenue generation. In 2010, he moved to Great Lakes Institute of Management as a lecturer for making to fulfill the passion of becoming a professor. In 2018, Dr. Satya completed his PhD in digital marketing in Alliance with consumer behavior from the University SCSVMB Kanchipuram. He held the pride of being the first doctorate in South India in the domain of digital marketing in combination with consumer behavior. He was associated with more than a dozen of reputed colleges as a visiting professor, to name a few: IIT Madras, LIBA, and SRM. He was awarded as the best professor for the year 2016 by the International Business Conference, Goa, for his contribution towards teaching and research in the area of marketing. Dr. Satya Swaminathan has published several research papers in the area of e-commerce, SEO strategies, and other marketing domain. Dr. Satya is a practitioner of his own will. He renders consulting services to some of the startup companies and established firms and helps them in designing digital strategies and business development models. Dr. Satya is also an author. He published his first fiction work in October 2020. The book was very well received among the readers' fraternity, and it was recommended as one of the best books for summer 2021 by Demode, an international magazine organization. The book was also recognized as one of the top sellers on Amazon for the month of January 2021. It is a great pleasure for us to have such a great personality addressing us. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, Nisha. Yesterday is a history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift of God, which is why we call it a present. And the real present today is attending a webinar by our chief guest, Dr. Satya Swaminathan. Now I request Sir to take over the program.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Nisha, for the wonderful introduction. And I would like to share the screen. If somebody can stop sharing. Yeah, okay, thank you. I'll share my screen. Please let me know once it is up. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I will be asking some questions like this here and there. So I would want somebody, probably Vaidegi ma'am, to answer me, because in this virtual thing, it is very difficult to, understand these stuff. And one more thing is that I would want to give a small alert before we talk on the topic. See, we are all working on the internet, so we don't know how far the internet is good or bad, because it's something external. So if at all, if I abscond suddenly because of some power failure or something, I will come back to the link in 2 minutes time. So don't think weird about it. Okay, so that is one thing which I want to tell, right? Okay, and if at all, if I'm not audible, please feel free to interrupt and tell me that my voice is breaking or something, right? Okay, so with these two, what to say, nowadays this has become a very regular presets before we start any discussion. So with these two presets, I would like to talk on the topic which is given to me today: using digital platform for profit. When Professor Vaidegi ma'am called me for this topic, when she gave this as a topic to me, I was not sure what to talk. You know why? Because the topic is very wide. The topic is something which actually have to be addressed for the next probably about 10 days, because that is the power of this topic. That is the eminence of this topic. Because nowadays everything, single thing is running in the world through digital, and especially after this pandemic, you must be knowing the value of digital, right? So how am I going to become, I don't know, many of you are first year BComs, most of your kids to me. So first year BCom, second year BCom, I don't know what all the classes are joining today, but then you guys are in the UG. So many of you might be aspiring to become an entrepreneur down the line, or some of you would want to join your father's business or family business after completing your education. So if at all, if you're planning to become that, or if you want to get into a good job after completing your education, you may certainly need to know the importance of digital. Okay, so knowing the digital itself is a profit, right? So that is what we are going to discuss today. So in the given time, they have given me 60 minutes time, and I'm going to talk probably for 45-50 minutes, I think. I don't know. If I finish early, you can use it for Q&A. Even if it goes slightly beyond time, no problem. I will stay and take your questions, right? So I'm going to cover whatever going to be the most interesting things, fascinating things to you now. And if at all, as Madam was mentioning before the start of this event, if at all, if there is an opportunity where we can have a wider workshop, we can have it for 2-3 days and discuss several other things, right? Right. So I would want to tell you that there is a difference between 1980 and 2020. It's not only about the years. It is about the way with which the business environment itself has changed. For example, if you see the supply chain, today I make a product sitting at Chennai and I'm selling it in New York. I make a product sitting at Dubai and selling it in Mumbai. Supply chain, the supply chain has become so wider. Globalization, you must be reading all this in economics. Globalization, now that every country, you can enter any country and sell your product. Okay, and also efficiency in production. Nowadays the machineries which are produced in the markets are so efficient. For example, I'll tell you, newspaper. We all know what is a newspaper, right? Once upon a time, there was a machine which produces only 10,000 newspapers at one go. If I run the machine one time, it will go only for, it will produce 10,000 papers. Today, at one go, I can go up to producing 5 million newspapers. That is the efficiency in production. All these have come thanks to technology. But beyond that, there is something called as digital marketing. How am I going to use the digital marketing to produce, not only to produce, but to promote my product? So here, digital marketing means, I'm not going to question you, ask you to answer this, but I'm going to ask you to raise your hands virtually. Okay, there is a hand raise option there, right? So how many of you agree with me this? Digital marketing means an updated website, a Facebook page, a Twitter page, Instagram page, YouTube channel, and posting contents. Digital marketing means advertising the company on Google and other sites and microsites. Digital marketing means creating visibility all over. How many of you agree with me on this? Just raise your hands. Okay, two of them have raised. What about the others? 4. I'm just going to give you some 20 seconds time. I'm going to see how many of you are going to just raise your hands. Okay, the count has gone to 13 now. 18, wonderful. Okay, 10 seconds more. 30 participants, wonderful. 31, 35. Okay. Okay. 32, 35. Okay, many of you believe that digital marketing is all these. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, you can put down your hands now. I'm going to tell you that digital marketing is not this. Okay, digital marketing is not creating an updated website only, or to Facebook page, Instagram page, or advertising Google. What is digital marketing? Digital marketing is something beyond this. That is what we are going to discuss today. I hope you all know this guy. If you don't know him, you please definitely go and check out who he is. He's a stalwart called Neil Patel. He's into the digital marketing world. He said something like this: dynamics of every business is different. However, in click and mortar, the bottom line is to put yourself on top of Google Index. Look at the way how he has said this. Amazing. You have to put yourself on top of Google Index. Today, you want to go to a restaurant. What do? The best restaurant in Chennai. Chuck, chuck, chuck. The first two links comes on the Google. We go there. You want to purchase a mobile phone. Which is the best model today in Samsung? Chuck, chuck, chuck. There comes some models and you go and purchase it. Right? You go and see the review. So the companies which are putting themselves on the top of Google Index is the most important thing today. How can I put myself on top? Being a company, how can I put myself on top of Google? We are going to discuss that. But before that, look at this statistics. It's very interesting. In 2012, there were less number of people. Only 50 million people were using internet in India. Today, it's 2019, not 2020. The 2020 data is yet to come out. But then in 2020, only 650 million, right? And look at this, the mobile internet. In 2012, very less number of people were, I'm sorry about the font color, but then very less. But today, more than 500 million people are using internet on mobile phones. 8 years ago, there was no internet on the mobile phones. Okay. How many of them are in social media? Only 30% of the people were on social media who were using internet in 2012. Today, whoever is using internet, more than 70% of the people are on social media. They are either on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, many other handles are there, right? They are there. And college students, you guys are the maximum junk, 18 to 24. Okay? And the people between 25 and 40 are 27%. So it is a major junk. The youth population is a major junk. So if you're going to sell something on the internet to the youth segment, you have to be on the internet. Okay. Look at that. The market. India is the market because India has got the second most number of users in the world, next to China and above USA. And look at the difference between India and USA. It's huge. So India is the market, right? So that these are all the reasons for you to be on internet. Facebook is still the most popular platform. Instagram is catching up. I know the present generation is more fascinated towards Instagram, but Facebook is still maintaining their junk, right? Now we'll get into the real stuff. The challenges in digital marketing. I want to put myself top on the digital marketing. I want to earn more. Okay, all that is fine. But what is the biggest challenge? The competition is intense. I'm going to give an example here for you guys to understand. Imagine you are going to a shop with your mother to purchase a sari. To purchase a sari for her. Nallis, RMKVs, Kumaran, all stores are there, right, in Chennai. So we go to one of the shops in T Nagar. When you go inside the shop, the moment you enter the shop, the salesperson is putting a lot of saris in front of your mom. Ask her to select. And your mom gets settled comfortably on a chair and she selects. If she is not very happy with the designs, she is asking for other designs. If she is not happy with those designs, she's asking for other designs. If she's not happy with the color or the price or the texture, she's asking for different things, and he's coming and putting everything in front of her on the table. Look at this very carefully. She is not getting up and going out of the shop unless or otherwise every single design is not worthful. This is not possible. This is possible in a regular setup, in a physical setup, but this is not possible on the internet. When you go and search something on the mobile, on the internet, for example, I want to purchase a mobile phone. I want to purchase something like a washing machine. What happens in Amazon? When I go to Amazon.com and type washing machine, range between 25,000 and 45,000. Samsung coming in front of me, Hitachi coming in front of me, LG coming in front of me. There are several brands coming in. If I am not happy with one brand, I will immediately go to the next brand. That is why the competitor is just 3 seconds away in digital marketing, but in the real marketing, it is not that. I don't know how many of you have seen, if you go to some of the shops, the rural side, they will give you a buttermilk. When you enter the shop, they will give you a buttermilk or a juice so that you stay there. You drink that and stay there. Okay. So these are the techniques to make the customer to retain in the place. But then in digital marketing, it is not possible. It's very challenging. Right? There is yet another challenge. Listen to me very carefully, folks. It's very important for you guys to know this. Roles and status. Roles and status. It's a very technical term. Imagine you are selling a photocopy machine. You know what is a photocopy machine, right? Xerox machine. Okay, photocopy machine. You are a company which produces photocopy machine. You have to sell the photocopy machines to the offices, companies, IT firms, or some companies like that. Whom will you meet? You will meet the production manager. Purchase manager. You will meet the purchase manager in that particular company. The purchase manager is in charge of purchasing products for their company. So what do? You go and meet him and sell him. Now listen to me very carefully. The purchase manager is playing two roles in his life. One role is the purchase manager role. When he is at office, he is a purchase manager. When he goes to home, he is a father of 5-year-old kid. So he's playing a father's role. So what is he doing? He's forgetting all his office tension, taking his kid to a beach. Imagine you can contact this purchase manager 2 times, 2 places. One is at his office, the other one at the beach. But if you are selling a photocopy machine, you have to contact him only when he's playing the purchase manager role. You cannot go and sell the photocopy machine in beach. He won't even talk to you. He'll say, get out, come to my office tomorrow. Similarly, imagine you are selling a toy, a balloon, a toy. You cannot go and tap his cabin in the morning, asking him, sir, can you buy a balloon from me for your daughter? He won't purchase because there he is playing the role of the purchase manager. Now, the roles and status are identifiable if you are in the physical environment. If you are on the digital marketing, you don't know what role the customer is playing when he is browsing the internet. You can't find. It is not that it's impossible. It is possible, but you should do a lot of techniques for that, right? Okay. Now, there is a gem in marketing. There is a very important gem in marketing. Retention is very important more than getting a new customer in. Somebody buying already from you should be retained. He should be happy. That is more easier than getting new customer. That is very important. And digital marketing, again, retention is tough because, as I said, the customers are easily getting exposed to the other brands, other websites. These are all the challenges. Now I'm going to tell you how are we going to handle these challenges and fit to our firm. Look at these companies. These companies have got one uniformity. That is, all these companies were number 1 leader at one point of time. Output, Kodak, Yahoo, and Sears, and also Motorola. All these companies were number 1. Today they are nowhere because they did not implement technology. They did not understand the importance of technology. Right? So you have to know the importance of technology. Now the other side, the flip side of it, look at this guy, Mr. KV Kamath, a phenomenal person who was the first chairman of ICICI Bank. He said something like this: customers are coming to the bank now, but it would be vice versa in the future. Today, it appears to be very, very normal statement. Yeah, why should I go to the bank today? Is what you will question me. But you go and ask your father and grandfathers, going and taking 1,000 rupees cash from a bank was a tedious process 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I'll tell you, your grandfathers would have taken permission from their offices for 1 hour for doing bank work every day or every week. This is the fact. Today, none of us go to the bank because we all have iPay, we all have wallets, we have GPay, we have internet banking, all that. But this person was the first person to introduce the e-banking in the entire country. He started something called ICICIbank.com in 1997. Today, 45% of the business, the entire business runs on the platforms. Especially take the example of this COVID. We are not at all using cash. We use only digital money, right? Somebody pays me and I pay to my grocery shop person or a supermarket guy or something like a hotel restaurant only through GPay or through PhonePe, All these were nowadays it is emerging, but then this person, Mr. KV Kamath, guessed this 25 years ago. So you have to be like this. If at all you have to be a stable person, number one person in the entire business world, right? Now, so the metamorphosis is inevitable. The transformation keep happening. You all know the gem. Many people would have told you this. There is nothing constant in the world except for change, right? So change will keep happening. So to be on the top, you should always be ready to get involved with the change, right? And digital is one of the changes which is happening in the world. This is the recent innovation called Web 2.0. And this man was the reason behind it. And his name is Tim O'Reilly. He said that the future is going to be 2.2, Web 2.2. Okay. So the Web 2.0 is a process of making customers or crawlers as your participants or partners. I'll give you an example. When you want to select a resort to stay during your holiday, what do? You immediately go and type it on Google. It comes in front of you. Several resorts come and fall in your screen. Which one will you select? You will select only the maximum number of stars. 4.5 out of 5, 4.8 out of 5, 4 out of 5. This happens in every website. Go to Amazon, go to Flipkart, or if you want to go to movies, Netflix or Amazon Prime. How do you select a movie? Based on the feedback given by the people. You want to select a college to join. What do? You will go and check in the internet how many people have responded positively about the college where I have put my application form. This is called as Web 2.2. Now the companies should not only be using their customers as customers, but should also be using them as partners. What do you mean by partners? They should be spreading positive word of mouth about the company, about the product. Otherwise it won't work, right? That is what Tim O'Reilly said, and that is what working now. I'm going to show you how you can do that. Retention. I told you about retention. The golden word in marketing is retention. You have to retain your existing customer. Rule number 1 in marketing. How to retain them? In digital marketing, look at this. Some guy has written to American Express service, 24 hours on my card got closed. Call me urgent, blah, blah, blah. He has written that 8 minutes ago. American Express had replied to him in 5 minutes ago, which means in 3 minutes time. Sorry to hear this. Looping in Amex team as they'll be able to help you. This is what you should do as a digital marketer. You should be always vigilant, right? And this will lead to retention. See, the customers would expect only the replies. They don't expect you to give solution immediately. They all understand that there is a failure. Failure can happen because we are all human beings. Failure would happen. But if the company is not responding to that failure, they will move away from you. So the first thing what you have to do is to answer them, right? Volkswagen, see, they are also very good at it. Thank you for sharing the details with us, Shiv. We shall get back to you in touch in very early. So they are replying to them. You should do that. This is the prime rule number 1. Very simple thing. Everybody does this. Most of the companies does this, right? There is something called as big data. Era of big data. Okay. I would want you guys to make you to understand something called as push and pull marketing. Very simple. Push marketing is you are going and selling something to the person. Sir, please buy it from me, sir. Please, sir. When you go to something like shopping malls and all that, sometimes people will come and ask you, sir, can you buy a dictionary from me? Can you buy the biscuit packet from me? Can you buy this comic books? They ask you on the roads also, right? That is called as push marketing. Okay, going and tapping the door of the customer and asking him to buy. That is something called as pull marketing. You are not selling, you are just displaying and making the customer to come to you. That is called as pull marketing. In 80s and 90s, the companies believed that push marketing is the most efficient marketing. I have to go and tap everybody's door and tell them to buy, ask them to buy. I have to shout from the rooftop, boss, I'm selling this, please come and buy it from me. That was the scenario in 80s and 90s, 1980s and 1990s. In early 2000s, they thought pull marketing is the most important way or most easy way or the most efficient way to make the customers come. So all they will do is that put a hoarding, put a poster, and wait inside the office for the customer to come in. None of the marketing efforts were working. Okay, that is what it wasn't working. Then they understood push and pull together will work. There are certain places where you have to push, there are certain places pull have to happen. Internet marketing, the digital marketing, is the combination of push and pull. I'll tell you how. Every one of us are pushed. The only thing is that we don't know. We are not aware that we are pushed. If somebody come and knock the door and ask you to buy a vacuum cleaner, you won't buy. No, I don't want all this now, boss. Please don't disturb me in the afternoons. I'm going to take a nap. This is what we say. But if you don't know that they are pushing it to you, you may actually buy it. That is what happening to all of us. Shall I show you the example here? Right? Every day, every data we are actually doing is being getting recorded. Whatever pages we visit, whatever website name we are typing, whatever social media sites we are visiting, whichever advertisements we are watching, whichever movie we are watching, whichever songs we are listening, whichever tweet you are doing, hashtag strategies we are doing, every single thing which you do on internet is getting recorded, and they are used for profiling. Profiling, what do you mean by a profile? They will know who he is. When you enter, you guys are very, very young kids, so I don't know whether you know this, but if you know that, I'll be very happy. 10 years ago, when you enter YouTube channel, YouTube, you really don't require a signed in account. You don't have to sign in. But today they are asking you to sign in. Unless or otherwise you have a Google Gmail ID, you cannot get into YouTube. Sometimes you can, but you cannot watch certain videos. They will say that you should be 18 plus to watch this video. So you have to, at the end of the day, you have to open a Google Gmail account. You know why they are doing it? The reason is they want to see who you are. When you enter your Gmail ID and password, that moment they understand, okay, he's a boy. He is a 21-year-old. He is not married. His father is so-and-so. His family status is this. They will understand everything because you have already filled all that in the Google form. If you have not filled it, then again they will understand you by the behavior. What is the behavior? What is the number of, what type of movies you see? What type of songs you hear? That is why you are always, whenever you enter a website, the moment you enter YouTube, the moment you enter Amazon, the moment you enter Netflix, the moment you enter Big Basket, any company, I'm saying, you tend to see your favorites on the top. It will always showcase you the most important things which you will like to see. Imagine you are a fan of actor Ajit. You see a lot of videos about Ajit. When you enter YouTube next time, anything about Ajit comes will be displayed to you in the front. You are a fan of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Anything about Dhoni will be coming in front of you. That is called as behavioral targeting. Today, as a company, if you don't do behavioral targeting, you are finished. You are not in the market. You are not in the market. Right marketing to the right people at the right time. I'll give an example again. Imagine I am making a shaving cream product, shaving cream. Okay. I am putting the advertisement during IPL. So who is watching IPL? Imagine you, your sister, your father, your mother, 4 of you are watching IPL game. Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians, a very critical game. When you're watching that game, the shaving cream which I produce, I put an advertisement over there. Now 2 people can use that product, and the other 2 people cannot use that product. Your sister and mother cannot use the product. You and your father can use, if at all, if you have beard. Okay. So 2 men can use, 2 women cannot use. So when I make the advertisement in the television inside one household, I am losing 50% efficiency. 2 of them who won't use, who won't buy that product, they may buy, but they won't use, but still they are watching the advertisement. What's the use? It's of no use, right? I'm wasting my money by displaying that ad to the 2 ladies. Similarly, it goes with something like lipstick. If I'm going to put lipstick advertisement, 2 ladies can use and 2 men cannot use. So obviously it is waste again. This is called as inefficiency in marketing. but nothing can be done. That is how it works. But today, it is not like that. You can send an advertisement to the right audience. That is why next time you try this, if you have not tried that, you and your brother see, or you and your father see the same movie in a YouTube channel. The advertisement which comes to you and your father will be differing, because it will be putting based on the behavior of yours, and the advertisement which comes to your father's screen will be based on his behavioral targeting, based on the behavior of the customer. That is why you are able to get the best. The moment you get down at Hyderabad, you will be able to get the chicken biryani restaurant immediately. That is because they know that you are a chicken biryani lover. So the moment you get down from the aeroplane or from the train, you will get a message. Welcome to Hyderabad, come to our restaurant. Because they know you. Behavioral targeting, recommended videos on YouTube. So if you are going to be a marketer, you have to implement these. And this is called as 2.0, Web 2.0. And this is called as, this particular activity is called as ad clutter. Ad clutter. Okay, now AdWords. It's a very wide topic. As I said, it should be taught to you for 30 hours or so, but then I'm just going to tell you some very basic information. AdWords gather all the information you search, every single information you search, whatever you search on the Google sheet, it will be recording. AdSense, it is another technology that will record all the URLs you type, www.xyzyahoo.com. Okay, www.patriciancollege.com. So all that will be recorded. This is called as AdSense. And AdWords and AdSense both together, join together and pass all the information to AdClutter. And this is done by whom? A company, a subsidiary firm called DoubleClick, by Google. They will do that. Okay. So once the AdSense gets all this information, given the information, the right advertisement is being given in front of you. Look at this example here. I have searched, this is not my thing, but I've just taken an example. I have searched a car several times on Google. When will somebody purchase a car? When will somebody search a car? Car is a very costly equipment. Right? You don't buy a car on a daily basis. You buy car once in 5 years. Okay, if you are very fortunate. You buy a house once in 10 years if you're very fortunate, right? So it is not a very regular activity. But if somebody is going to search again and again and again and again about car, about a property, about a costly two-wheeler, the ad clutter will understand that, okay, this guy is going to purchase it. Immediately it will check your demography. Okay, this person is about 25. He has joined a job recently. He has used a credit card to purchase so and so items on Amazon. So obviously he has got some money. He is now going to trying to purchase car. So the moment I entered cardecode.com, the place where I can search for cars, look at the advertisement which comes in front of me. Datsun is putting an ad in front of me because the Datsun company knows that this guy is looking out for a car. There can be any advertisement. There can be a washing machine advertisement. There can be a television advertisement. There can be a Horlicks advertisement. No, the car advertisement only will come because they know you. And that is called as behavioral targeting. And that happens like this. The moment the user is entering a website, the cookies and also his status is being passed on to the third party, and the third party is immediately putting the ad in front of you. And this is the technology, right? The technology is called as AdWords. Okay, as I said, it's a very wide topic. There is a bidding behind it. There is something called as RTB, real-time bidding. Okay, to put an advertisement only, you have to do a lot of bidding. Okay, you have to, unless like IPL bidding, you have to bid for advertisements. Those bidding will be done by technology. We will discuss all that in the long-term class, but now it is a very short class. So just understand this important stuff, right? This is called as, this technology is called as I said, and on a whole, in the marketing terminology, we call it as behavioral targeting. Based on the search behavior of the consumer, you have to market it to him. Influencer marketing. So I'm going back to the example of the purchase manager and a 5-year-old parent. If you want to send that person the right information, all that you have to do is to understand what are all the time at which he is searching for the product. It's very easy. I'll tell you something, one easy way to understand this. You can try from today. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, you get up, whichever time you get up, you immediately play a devotional song in your YouTube channel. And 10 o'clock, you listen to a movie song. And 3 o'clock, you see a movie. 5 o'clock, you see maybe something like interview. Okay. Day after tomorrow also do the same. Next day also do the same. Fourth day, when you enter YouTube, 7 o'clock in the morning, you will be given a devotional song only. When you enter the same YouTube channel by 10 o'clock, you will be given a movie song. It will be appearing in front of you. Though the user is going to be the same, the YouTube channel is going to be the same, the interested video coming in front of you will differ, because they understand in the early morning you play the role of devotional bhakta. Okay, in the 10 o'clock you play the role of a cinema fan. 3 o'clock or a music fan. 3 o'clock in the evening you play the role of cinema fan. And in the evening you play the role of information interview. You are listening to interviews and all that. So you are craving for information. So they understand your role. That is very important. Next one is influencer marketing. Look at this guy. This is a company called Renault. People call it as Renault. It is not Renault, it is Renault. This car has, what they have done is that they have got one influencer who is very popular on Twitter, on Instagram, and asked him to go for a drive and asked him to put a photograph on the Instagram page. Look at the number of likes he's got. 4,400 plus likes. And how many they must have spent? They must have spent peanuts. They would have given some 1,000 rupees to him. But look at the number of reach he has got. This is yet another way of doing marketing these days. Okay, so the technology means once upon a time, e-commerce, brand building, cost effectiveness, and all that. Today, technology itself is different. Technology means personalization. You have to send a personalized message. Then otherwise you won't read. Dear Mr. Satya. Then only I'll read that email. Otherwise I won't read. For that you can do a lot of, using the technology, you can do a lot of things. Customization. You know customization? What do you mean by customization? Means if I'm going to alter a product for the benefit of a group of people. For example, I'm making a two-wheeler for the people between 18 and 30. Only 18 and 30 will be interested in using that bike. That's called as customization. Customization means I am making the same product for the benefit of every individual. It is possible today. Okay. Interactivity. People want interaction. You go to any Facebook page, company's Facebook page, Jet Airways, Indigo Airlines, not Jet Airways, sorry, Indigo Airlines. Go to Nestle, Maggi. You go to them regularly. They always talk big, the companies like Subway, McDonald's. You go to this Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page, they always interact with the customer, right? And reference. Okay, you have to make your customers to talk good about you. You have to make them as your partners. For that, social media is very important. Market readiness. Telephone took 70 years to get into the 50% of household. Radio took 28 years. Internet took 10 years. Facebook took only 852 days. Twitter took only 780 days. And Google Plus took only 16 days. So which means market is ready for any type of adoption. Okay. Now, I will, okay. So now I have told you many things, that you have to put your website on top. You have to make your customer to come on the website. Now I'm going to tell you, is it easy for us to make the website to come on top? There is a data which says, it's a real-time data. 95%, 91% of the people goes only to the links which are displayed on the first page. I'm typing the best restaurant in Chennai. Some 10 links are coming in front of me. So the data says 91% of the people are going only to the first 10 links. It is very true, right? We don't go to the second page at all. 9% of the people goes to the second page. Very less. And beyond second page, it is a dead. Nobody goes. Okay, which means if your website is going to come beyond second page, you are as equivalent as you have not done anything. You can just shut your office and go home. Nobody is going to come to your place, come to your website. But the question here is, will the website bring traffic? No, nobody wants to come to your website. If you ask, like, if I'm going to put my website here and ask you to come, please come to my website, will you come? No. Why should I come to your website? Is the first question. Will the Google be putting my website on top? No, they won't put. Why? Shall I give some money to them? Even if you give money, Google will not put you on top. Google is not complete, is not at all relied on your money. Then how can I put my website on top? How can I put my website on top? Have you seen this photograph anywhere? This I've taken, is nothing related to Ramayana or anything. This, what I'm trying to tell you here is that once upon a time in India, this is a regular photograph scenery in most of the king-based teleserials or the movies. This activity is called a Swayamvaram in Tamil, right? Swayamvaram. What do you mean by Swayamvaram? Once upon a time, the queens used to select the kings, their husbands, sorry. The princes used to select their husbands. So the king, the father of the princess, would invite all the prince across the places and ask them to showcase their talent: archery, weightlifting, wrestling, planning. Many traits are showcased in front of the princess, and at the end of it, the princess will give points for every single activity those guys have done. And finally, she puts the garland on the neck of the person who's topped all the activity. That is called a Swayamvaram. You must have seen this in many of the movies, right? Right? That is what Google will also do. Google is the princess. Every single website across the world is the prince, fighting to be on the first page. If I'm going to start a company and I have my website, I'm a prince now. My website is the prince now. I should showcase my talents and make Google to put me on the top of the first page. That is called as, there is a word called for that. And that word is called as search engine optimization, SEO. You must have heard this word certainly. If somebody asks you tomorrow what is SEO, it's very easy. You can tell him that it's very similar to Swayamvaram. Google is a princess, every other website is a prince, and we are showcasing our talents, right? So there are several technology behind the SEO. SEO is not one way of doing it. As I said, several traits, and for every single character, the Google will score points. Okay, so we don't have time to know all that. So in the interest of time, I'm going to teach you only one important trait in the SEO, and that one is called as keyword. Keyword. I'll tell you what is a keyword. Look at this. Cheap and best restaurant in Bangalore is called as keyword. It's called as the sentence. This is how we type on Google, right? So the cheap, best restaurant, Bangalore. All these 4 words are called as keywords. So some of the websites will come on top. How it will come on top? Based on the inside that websites, there are several write-ups there, isn't it? There are several write-ups, and in every write-up, these keywords should be there. Best should be there, cheap should be there, Bangalore should be there, restaurant should be there. If you are using it most number of times inside the website, then the Google will give you points. It will understand, okay, this guy is desperate to help my customer. Google will always think that the searcher is his customer, not her, because I told he's a princess, right? Her customer. Okay, she will always try and help their customer by treating you as the prince. She will give you points, right? Now, I'm going to show you an example here. I hope all of you can see my screen. If you're not able to, please let me know. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to type, Google, and typing Google here. Now, best digital marketing company in Chennai is what I'm typing. Right? Best digital marketing company, Chennai. 4 words, 5 words, sorry. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and see how many companies have come on the first page. There are several companies, 10 companies or so. So what I'm doing is I am selecting this company, Social Beat, because it's one of the biggest companies in the city. So this company, I'm so sorry. This company is coming on top. Right? I want to know why this company is coming on top. So what I'm doing, I'm going and doing a right click. Okay, right click. I'm entering that particular website, and I am doing a analyze this page option. Analyze this page. Look, listen to me very carefully. I'm going to analyze. Don't worry, it will not come to in your laptop because I have a tool with me. The tool name is Keyword Everywhere. Don't worry about all that. The tool is a purchasable tool. You have to pay money for that. Don't worry about all that. I am going to analyze this website now. In the interest of time, I'm already analyzed. So I'm going to show you. Okay, I lost that page anyway. Okay, so I'm going to analyze this page. When I'm clicking analyze this page using the tool called Keyword Everywhere, look at this. Look at this very carefully. It will take a couple of seconds. Okay, yeah, it's up now. Digital marketing is the word which we used, and the digital marketing, how many times it is coming? Digital marketing is coming 34 times. I don't know why it's going down. 34 times. And Chennai, I have typed, Chennai is coming 20 times in that page. And look at the number of percentage, 6.03%. So you can ask me how much percentage of keywords should be stuffed. It should not be 40%, 50%. If you are going to be too desperate, Google will reject you. Maximum number is 8%. It should be less than 8%, or it should be more than 3%. Okay. So digital marketing, Chennai is there for 20 times. And the other word is best. I've used the word called best, right? So best is coming for 7 times. You can type, you can see on the research, on the search column, 7 times. So this is why this company is coming on the first page. Now I'm going to see the other side of it. I'll show you the next one. I'll go to the previous page. Yeah, I'll see I'm going to show you the flip side of this. I'm going to the page number 10, randomly to a page number 10, and I'm going to select a company, some company called as Neil. Okay, see this, Nielsberg. Okay, this I've already analyzed. That's why I'm searching for the page. Nielsberg, this company is in page number, morning it was at page number 10, it has come to 11 now. Okay, if I go and check Nielsberg, they are claiming that they are also best number. If you see the digital marketing, they are saying that they are the digital marketing companies in Chennai. This is what they are saying. But when I go and analyze this page, I can see that in the Nielsberg, the word Chennai, okay, first we'll go for digital marketing. Look at this, only 13 times it comes. Okay, and Chennai, how many times does it? Chennai only 7 times, again 7 times, and that too there is no exclusive Chennai coming in. It is coming along with the companies in Chennai. And I'm going to select how many times the best is coming. Best is coming only for 6 times. Okay, only for 6 times, right? So this is one of the reasons for the Google putting you down, right? So if you're going to ask me if I'm going to do a lot of keyword stuffing, will Google be putting me on top? No. As I said, remember that word Swayamvaram. In Swayamvaram, only one trait, if you're going to be good at, the queen is not going to marry you. She is going to marry you only if you're going to be good in all the traits. So there are several ways of doing it, but this is one of the ways with which you can do search engine optimization, where the keywords have to be stuffed. So now the question is, how will I know that this is the keyword my customers will be typing, right? That is what you have to do. That is called as a research. You have to do a keyword research. For that, you have to know to talk to your customers. You have to talk to your customers. You have to talk to your marketers. You have to talk to your salesperson. All those people will give you some idea that what are all the keywords will be used during the search. And with that, you should assume that these are all the keywords with which the customers will search me, and stuff them during the write-ups. So as I said, to what extent the keywords can be stuffed, it can be only between 5 and 8%. Okay. Apart from that, you also have to do integration. What do you mean by integration? You have to connect all the social platforms to your website. Okay. Your website should have a link to your YouTube channel. Your website should have a link to go to your Instagram page, Facebook page, Twitter page, all that. Blog is very important. If you're having a blog, you should connect that. For that activity, again, Google will give a lot of points. Now the question is, I have a Facebook page. I have connected it with my website, but I am still not coming on the first page. Why Google is not putting me on the first page? If you go to your Facebook page, you must have put the posting 3 months ago. You have to regularly post. Every day you should be posting. Then only the Google will understand that, okay, this guy is very desperate. He is posting regularly. He's a good guy. That's why I have to put him on the top. So it is not only important that you create the social handles, not only important that you are integrating that with your website, you should also be regularly posting contents. That is why if you see the most successful companies in the world will always be posting contents again and again and again. Then only the customers would come to their website. How will they come? By searching. How will they come inside after searching? Their company's website is coming on top, because the data says that 75% of the people to any website comes through Google search. You have to be on the top. For that, you have to do a lot of work. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you very quickly about the analytics part. I have 5 more minutes to finish. So analytics is very important. What do you mean by analytics? The entire country world is operating on analytics. It is not only important to do marketing stuff. It is very important to know the outcome of it, right? It is not important to write an exam. It is very important to know the results. Imagine you're writing your exam, but your teacher is not giving the results at all. What will you say? Why should I write the exam? I don't even know whether I perform well or not, right? Similarly, you should know how your website is performing on a daily basis. Now, I can tell you the website performance can be monitored for free of cost, absolutely free of cost. Zero money you have to pay to know how much, what is the performance of my website. And that is called as Google Analytics. Google is giving you this opportunity. So it is absolutely free. I'm going to quickly show you how Google Analytics can be done. Google.com/analytics is the URL. So once you enter that, I'm going to give you the screenshots of the entire thing. Right? And so what you have to do is I'll share this PPT with the management. So you can take the PPT from them. Tomorrow when you start your own website, you can do your Google Analytics by yourself by just following what I've given. Sign in there, sign up there. So you have to give your account name. When your account name is your website name, your business name. Okay, XYZ is your business name, for example. And then you have to give your URL, www.xyz.com, right? And you have to select between HTTP and HTTPS. It's very important. Be very careful. One small error can lead you to disaster. So HTTP or HTTPS, you have to find out. And you have to select which category you belong to, arts and science or arts and entertainment or automotive or beauty. You have to select yours, and you have to just click all this, because it will give you a lot of things to you. And you have to click the get tracking ID, and it will ask you for some kind of terms and conditions. You just give okay to all that. And the moment you enter that, what you're going to get is this ID. Look at this ID. Okay. So this ID 205-1, last 4 numbers, please remember that now. I'll tell you why it is. 205-1 is the ID which was given to you by Google Analytics. Now you should go to the domain of your website. You will purchase a website from Wix.com, 99acres.com, There are several companies, right? So some of the companies will be giving you the website. So once you enter the website domain, you will be given a dashboard. Once you enter the dashboard, you will be clicking the plugins. Once you click the plugins, click the add new. This option is there in every domain. Don't worry about it. I have taken the screenshots from wix.com, right? You have the add new option. So it is like a mobile, when you go enter the Play Store, you search for some mobile applications, right? Very similarly, you will select the application here, Google Analytics. So several applications will fall in front of you. I will suggest you to go for this one, Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. Okay, the reason is, look at the time they have updated 4 weeks ago. So they regularly update. So your website will be the analytics will be very fresh. So you have to download this, install now is what you have to click. Once you click that, that's it. It is done. You just have to authenticate the Google account. Once you do that, it will ask you for the sign in. Once you sign in, the ID which got generated in your Google Analytics will reflect on the website domain now, 205-1. And after this, all that you have to do is to generate reports. So the moment you type in here, you will know how many number of people have come in, and what is from which country they have come in, how many times they have spent, how many minutes they have spent in every page, what is their bounce rate. Bounce rate means somebody coming to your website and moving out immediately. That is something wrong. You should not do that. They should stay in your page. So anybody coming to your page and moving out of the page in 5 seconds time, then that is called a bounce rate. Now the bounce rate for this website is 69.23%, which is very high. The bounce rate, ideal bounce rate, should be between 30 and 40%. Okay, so not only that doesn't stop here, you again have to sign into the Google Analytics, and there again you will get a lot of reports. I'm going to show you the different type of reports you will get: real-time reports, audience, acquisition, behavior. So when you click one by one, you will get all these. From YouTube, how many people have come to my website. From Google, how many people have come to my website. From the referral websites, how many people have come, right? From directly typing www.xyz.com, how many of them have done. So that will be given. Not only that, from where they have come, from here where they have gone, and inside the website which are all the links they have clicked, and how many times they have spent on reading the article, which article they spent most number of time. Every single detail will be given to you, and this is absolutely free. Again and again, I'm telling you, if you don't use this, you will not be able to understand the performance of your website. You will never be able to put your website on the top of the Google, and that is why the Google Analytics is very, very important. So if you want to earn profit, as the topic says, on digital marketing, you have to be a smart person in optimizing your website. That is called a search engine optimization, search engine indexing, social media marketing, using Google Analytics, which we discussed today, and also advert analytics. You remember the behavioral targeting, ad clutter, that should be done. Real-time bidding, how am I going to purchase the space of the advertisement where I have to put, right? That is very important. For that, you have to do bidding. And multi-platform integration, how am I going to integrate all the platforms to one website? Okay, all that. And of course, there is something called as botting and artificial intelligence, which is again a very, very technical concept, which we can discuss it in the other important class. Okay, other wider class. Okay, so with that note, I have completed everything for the day. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I will stop sharing the screen, and I would like to take some questions, if at all, if you have. And yeah, I'll wait for it.
Students, you can unmute, you can ask questions. There is one question on behalf of the student, Satya sir. Like,
what are the suitable, I'm just saying that, what are the suitable products which can be sold, okay, for students? Okay, that's a good question. So if you ask me, in the internet, it is nothing to do with your age. Okay, all that you have to be is above 18. If you're above 18, you can start selling anything. Imagine you're writing a book. Okay, you can always sell the book on Amazon, for free. There is something called a Kindle, okay, where you can publish your book for free and start selling it. Imagine you are making something like yeah, a handmade bouquet, a cake. Many people are doing that. Many people are selling even appalams, vadams. Okay, so there are several things which are sold on internet. So there is nothing specifically there that you shouldn't sell. But my only request is that please don't sell anything which is not good. You know, the sense some of them are selling harmful things, which is very bad, and it will be taken into very serious consideration by the legal authorities. So be careful. Anything which is going to be useful to the people can be sold.
Satya sir, can you give some examples, sir? Because such an experienced person, what are the students now? They are doing a lot of digital marketing. So
Okay.
can you give some examples? So who's flourishing? What is the product they selected? So like that. Sir.
So my suggestion, ma'am, if you want to start selling something on internet, the best thing is your college. I'm not even joking. I'm not telling this because your professors are here. What you can do is you can start selling the events. Like for example, today there is a guest speech, and this whole week they are inviting a lot of people from the other places. So as students, you can take the initiative of selling things. You can create a blog and integrate with your own website. You can start using that social media platform. If you're already doing it, please do it in a more efficient manner. And if you ask me whether the students have done it in the past, they have done. Many people have done. So as I said earlier, if you ask me the example, if your father is involved in some business, something like a tire manufacturing, something like that, I'm just giving a very raw guess, which comes to me, pharmaceuticals, having a shop, medical shop, your mother is a Carnatic music teacher, drawing teacher, you can sell anything, any of these. Okay. And what you have to do is that you have to first what you have to do is that you should understand the technicalities today. Whatever I told you today is not sufficient. You have to spend a lot of time to know all these things, because digital marketing cannot be learned by listening. Digital marketing can be learned only by practicing. Okay. So if you have to practice, you need to know the tools. There are several tools for these, the techniques which I was telling to you, right? So to understand those tools, you have to go for a course. So there are several courses available for digital marketing. You can adopt one and take a look at it, go for it. And then finally, you can do whatever type of sales you would like to do. Because now in the pandemic, many people are doing it. Many people are doing it. Some of them have started their own selling from their home, because all of us are working from home nowadays. So you can sell anything which you are good at, I'm saying. Thank you for the compliments. Any other question you have?
Any questions, participants? You can unmute, you can ask, sir. There is
How
a
to
question.
collaborate with Amazon to sell our products, and what are the procedure? Okay, that's a very good question, Sushma. Amazon is one of the biggest boons which we have got in the digital world. Okay, so all that you have to do is to enroll yourself in Amazon.com. Very, very simple. Okay, and there are certain products for which the Amazon don't charge you anything. Okay, you can pay only if the sales happens. Okay, only if the sales happens. So what you do is that you create an Amazon ID and click some good photographs of your products. Imagine you are making agarbattis at home. Okay, udbatti, right? Agarbattis at home. You want to sell that agarbatti through Amazon. It is possible. All that you have to do is to click the good photographs of your agarbattis, price it 10 rupees, 25 rupees, 50 rupees, whatever, and display them on Amazon. Amazon will not charge anything from you. They will ask only the money if the order is being placed by your consumer. But my sincere suggestion to you is that by putting your photographs or starting an account with Amazon will not give you sales. As I said earlier, digital marketing is very easy to start, but very difficult to get profit. It not difficult in this is I'm not demotivating you. It is you have to strive like any other shop. Tomorrow when you start your own supermarket, you will not get customers immediately, right? Customers will come only to you after some time. It will take a lot of time, 3 months, 6 months. You have to strive. You have to start the shop by 6 o'clock in the morning and close it by 10 o'clock. And you have to service the customer. You have to do a home delivery. You have to give offers. You have to give discounts, points. Likewise, in digital marketing also, it's very similar. You have to do a lot of stuff. After displaying your product on Amazon, you should have a website, you should have a social media pages, you should have blogs, you should have hashtag strategies, and you should promote. You only have to promote. Nobody will promote for you. Once you promote that, once many people started buying it, the Amazon reviews are very helpful. People will put their reviews. Okay. Once the reviews are up, 100 reviews, 200 reviews have come for your product, then somebody is going to search Amazon. I would want to purchase agarbattis through Amazon, which is scored more than four stars out of 5. Then your product will come on top. This is what the companies do. I would like to tell you one thing, guys, which I missed telling you during the discussion, during the presentation. Every single activity in digital marketing would take time. Please be aware of that. It will take 6 months time, minimum 1 year time. It is not something which can happen overnight. Okay, it will take its own sweet time, like any other activity. Like any in life itself, it happens. No, you cannot learn to ride a cycle in just 1 day. You have to learn a lot of days. Then only you will start riding it as like a champion. Very similarly, it will take a lot of time. But then the only advantage, as I said, is that you can do very efficient marketing. Yeah, I hope I answered you. Any other question? Thank you, Sushma.
Satya sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So digital marketing, is it advisable for a business either in the early stage or when they really grow or they're in the progress?
I would suggest that it is always better to start early, because to be successful, see, it's a vicious cycle. To be successful in the market, you need publicity. To get publicity, you need popularity. To get popularity, you need to be visible. How will you be visible? Only through the digital marketing. Not other marketing is also there, but then the digital marketing, as I said earlier, will give you best results for a lower cost. So any business entrepreneur in this world would love to get maximum number of output from the minimum number of input, right? That's the efficiency formula, which we have all read in the operations management. So if digital marketing is one way with which you can always get more results for a very low cost. So I would suggest you to go for a early entry in digital marketing.
Thank you, sir. And see, though we are in the progressing side of digital marketing, and the way we really feel that it is the need of the hour, the other side, there is a critic on the digital marketing saying that the retail business people and the small business people are nullified. So you being the pioneer of the digital marketing research, how do you visualize it, sir? How do you put forth it?
So it is a chicken and egg story. Many people think that because of digital marketing, the retailers are suffering. And many of them think that it is because of the retailers inefficiency, the digital marketing emerged. Okay, I will answer between the two, but what I can tell you is that nowadays every retailer is also in digital. Now today, look at the way how the restaurants are now shaping up. Once upon a time, the restaurants, if at all, if you want to buy some food, you will really have to go to a restaurant, or you can place the order over the phone. Today, you have to have a Swiggy, right? And the Swiggy or Zomato can help you to get the food at home. And the presence is because of the digital. Okay. And every single hotel, restaurant in this country is having a website or at least a review site. So if I want to know what is the stars which is given to the Adyar Anand Bhavan, which is next to me, all that I have to do is to type Adyar Anand Bhavan, the place where I reside, Tambram or whatever, and see the number of stars, right? So I will not say that the retailers are getting suffered because of digital marketing, but if on the other side of it, the flip side of it, I would suggest that with whatever type of business you are in, you should at least do a little bit of digital marketing to popularize yourself, because it is you can, as I said earlier, most of it are completely cost efficient. Most of it are cost efficient. So there is no harm in trying to get into digital marketing in whatever type of business you are in. There is a question from Sagar. Yes, before that, I would like to check whether Unica ma'am has been answered. And
yes, sir, you are. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So can you please give some suggestions for us to become successful entrepreneurs? Okay, especially for the new startup. That's a $1 million question. If at all my ideologies are going to work out, I would have become one. So anyway, jokes apart, what my suggestion to you is, I'm going to tell you something which has been practiced by the successful people in the market. Okay, so as I said, in digital marketing, there is nothing right or wrong. Okay, even if you are going to do a little bit of mess here and there, it is acceptable, because you can always go back and change it. That's the biggest advantage in digital marketing, right? So for the startup companies, I'll tell you the problem of startup companies, because I work in an MBA institution, and I've mentored a lot of students who started their startups. Those guys, when they start the company, they always look at people like, Varun Agarwal. I want to become like someone like Jan Kong. I want to become Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, that might not happen to you, because once in a blue moon, it's like any other industry. If I want to get into a movie industry as an actor, if I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to be the next Rajinikanth, it's not possible, right? It will take a lot of time for me to. It may take some time, or it may not even after taking time also, I may not become a Rajinikanth, right? But the thing is, the most important factor for an entrepreneur is the consistency. The problem with the startups is, when they start all these initiatives, they work very hard for the first 3 months, and then they let loose. Okay, nothing is coming up. I don't think I'm doing the right thing in the market, so I have to do something else. This is the problem with startup. But if you see the established firms, someone like Tata, someone like Reliance, somebody like Mittal, when these people start something from their end, they will always strive until they make it a profitable firm. Okay, so my suggestion is, don't, as I said earlier, if you are going to go for a startup company, don't think that I'm going to become a successful entrepreneur. That will lead you to anxiety. You're going to tell yourself that I'm going to become a disciplined entrepreneur. The discipline will lead to success. Okay, there is a guy called Shiv Khera. Many of you must have heard. If you have not heard, please Google about him. He had written a book called You Can Win. Amazing person, Shiv Khera. He's a stalwart in marketing. He had said something. Positive thinking will not bring you success. Every gurus in the religion, everybody, even your parents, even your teachers, everybody will say this. Positive thinking will bring you success. But Shiv Khera said, positive thinking will not bring you success. Positive thinking will, along with efforts, along with consistency, will increase the probability of success. Okay, will increase the probability of success. So positive thinking, for example, I'll give you one example since I have time, since this question is a very deep question he has asked. I would like to spend some time here because it relates to digital marketers too. We all know I hope we all know a person called Muhammad Ali, who was a boxer. Okay, and Muhammad Ali is a stalwart in boxing. He was like Sachin Tendulkar in cricket. Okay, he was a god of boxing. Whenever he goes to the boxing ring, he always say one thing: I am the winner, I am the champion. I am the winner, I am the champion. I am the winner, I am the champion. So whenever he went inside the ring, he goes and gives the first punch, and the other person will stammer. And by looking at it, many people thought, okay, this guy is shouting like this. That is why he's getting that energy to punch. And other young boxers also started doing the same thing, but they were not successful. But Muhammad Ali was successful. You know why? Somebody asked this question to him. Why were you successful? Muhammad Ali said a very simple answer to this. Whenever I'm doing the practice, I picturize my opponent. What will he be doing? He will also be practicing. After 1 hour of practice, I will picturize him. What will he do? What will he be doing? He will again be practicing because he's going to play against Muhammad Ali. I will again go for 1 hour practice. After another 1 hour, I will be very tired. Now I will picturize him. He will also be tired, but still he will be practicing because he's playing against Muhammad Ali. So I will again go for that. I will go for next 30 minutes. After 2.5 hours of practice, now I will picturize what my opponent will be doing. Now the opponent will also be extremely tired like me. So he will be going and chilling himself in the swimming pool. So now I am also luxurious to go and chill myself in the swimming pool, but I will not do that. I will go for another 30 minutes of practice so that all these times we both were equal, and the rest of 30 minutes, the next 30 minutes, I am going to be slightly above him. That is called as competitive advantage. If I have to be a successful person, as Shiv Khera said, I require discipline and I require the persistence. Okay, that will increase the probability of becoming a successful entrepreneur. That is very, very important in digital marketing. See, today when I am posting a photograph on Facebook, nobody is going to like me. You start a firm and do that. You will have some 20,000 followers. But when you put a picture, 10 people will like it. 8 people will like it. Sometimes nobody will like it. So you will be demotivated. What, man, 20,000 people are following me, but still nobody is liking me. That should not lead you to stop posting that, because the persistency is very important. So if you ask me, that is the most important, Sagar. Hope I answered you. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Ranjit.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving a wonderful session this day as a wonderful day. And I have a small doubt that you have taught today about the digital marketing. And nowadays we have been also females also are working now. The future generation, even I have married, with both I and my wife can able to both be successful in the digital marketing field. In suppose I am in a neutral family, so me and my wife are neutrally working together, and we can we be a successful entrepreneur, sir?
Certainly, there are many people who are doing it. There are so many people doing that as couple. In fact, I will suggest you that that is a wonderful idea, because one of you will be very good in communication. The other person will be very good in creativity. So one person can do the creative part, the other person can be doing the communication part. So more and more people you join with you to do digital marketing, to implement the digital efforts. It will certainly be very profitable to you.
Yes, sir. And thank you, sir. And I have a last doubt. And what is which cryptocurrency is related to digital marketing? And I don't know what is cryptocurrency. And they have I didn't know about the topic. What is cryptocurrency and all? And so that I'm asking here, it is related to digital marketing.
No, it is not a digital marketing. Cryptocurrency is all about purchasing virtual coins. So all these years you were purchasing virtual shares. See, once upon a time, you can check with your father. Once upon a time, the shares can be bought only as a paper. Okay, you cannot purchase share virtually. 1990s, Harshad Mehta, you must have heard about him and all that. So during those times, people can purchase only shares on paper. I have to go to a share market and purchase the product. Okay, but later we can purchase shares sitting at home, right? And it is given to you for without a paper, right? Very similarly, you can do coins. There is a company called Bitcoin. You must have heard of it. So those guys are doing it. So it is nothing to do with the digital marketing. The product itself is virtual. That is the difference. Yeah, I hope I answered you. Anybody else? Yeah, okay. Nishant Babu is asking the same thing. What is exactly the cryptocurrency? As I said earlier, you can purchase the coins. The coins, every single coin is valued for some money. And see, it is a very intense topic. We really need a lot of time, but to put it very simple, in a very simple manner, you all invest in purchasing the coin, and the coin will be valuable for 1 billion or so. So once the people invest, okay, the value of the coin goes up. Very similar to the share market. Okay, once the coin value goes up, then the people will start selling it. Okay, the purchase, the sharing of the particular percentage of the share which you hold with the coin will be sold. So that is a cryptocurrency. Nowadays, it is a very big trend. The last few years, people are making crazy money out of it. So that is cryptocurrency. You can, but my sincere suggestion to you is that don't invest money in cryptocurrency without understanding it. You have to take up a small course for that, not a certification program and all that, but you really need all the reports before you invest money, because it involves a heavy money. Any other question?
Participants, you can unmute, you can ask questions directly. 2-3 questions we can quickly take. Slightly we exceeded the time. Yes, participants. Any other question you can ask, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Shritika, right?
Yes, sir. This is Shritika from Avinash Lingam Institute, sir.
Tell me, Shritika.
Sir, what about programming, sir? Is digital marketing is all about the strategic planning and something like this, or programming knowledge is also something that is essential for this digital marketing,
Okay.
sir?
Okay, it's a very, very smart and valid question to this place, because many people misunderstands that the coding is very, very important for a digital marketer. Okay, the coding means you require certain codings to design your website, starting from JavaScript to many of the coding platforms are being used. Okay, but my suggestion is digital marketers need not know the coding. Okay, all that they have to do, if you are going to join a company as a digital marketer, or if you're starting your own firm and you want to do digital marketing, all that you have to do is to go to the coding manager and ask him to do whatever you want. You just tell him, this is what I need. My website should look like this. Photograph should come here. The link should be here. The write-up should be there. The link should go to this place, that place. All that can be given. So that guy will use several platforms. Okay, several coding languages to make it one. That is the simplest way. That is point number one. Point number two is, nowadays there is something called as coding done by the artificial intelligence, which means you really don't do anything. That is why I'm telling you guys, if you have time, please open a website in one of the domains for free. Don't spend any money. Okay, you can purchase a website for 999 rupees, which is very cheap, I will tell you. But even then, I don't suggest you to do that unless you want to do something very serious. You can open a website for free of cost. Wix.com can be opened with Wix.com for free. Only thing is, the problem, not the problem, but the only issue is, if you want to open a website like www.shritika.com, you may not get that URL because you're not paying them. So it will give you some other URL, right? www.shritikachennai1981.com, 1985.com, something like that, 2001.com, something like that. Give some crazy number. You have to accept it. But when you accept that and open a website, you can design your website on your own. How will you do that? You copy and paste the photograph like you do it in a Paint page, MS Paint or any other platform. All that you will do, you will take a photograph and put it here, paste it here, you put some write-ups here, all that you will do. And the coding will happen in the backend on its own. So what you have to do is, there is a link, there is an option given in the domain for you to check what are the codings you have done, HTML, JavaScript, all those coding are done behind. If you go to it, you can see that the coding happened by its own. You are not doing anything. So coding will happen on its own. Okay, nowadays the websites are designed in such a manner that all that you have to do is to, it's a user-friendly platform, very user-friendly platform. But if you ask me, I have a very, I wanted to learn coding. I have interest in learning coding and all that. I will suggest you to go for it. Go for a coding course and do a 3 months course. That's no harm in it. Knowing everything is no harm at all, right? So you can do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Shall I ask another question
Yeah.
as a student, sir?
Yeah, sure, please.
What is your point of view, as everyone is telling, these digitalized ways will reduce the printing error like that and all, some experts are speaking, sir. What is your view, sir, on that topic?
See, that's what I said. As I said in the earlier stage, metamorphosis is inevitable. Change is inevitable. It will happen in every industry. Look at the way how your parents or grandparents bought something from a shop. Okay. Look at the way how your parents bought it. Look at the way how you are buying it. Right. So it happens in every domain. Even I'll tell you, people may say that by getting into I'm just philosophically I'm talking about it, making digital things, getting into the digital stuff in every aspect, we are tarnishing all the organic things, all the conventional thing. Convention is going away, is what is the regular complaint on digitalization. But my answer to this is, which is going to be conventional is a question. Once upon a time, the marriages were happening for 13 days, 13 days. You take the example of Swayamvaram, I said. Swayamvaram was the way with which the marriage used to happen once upon a time. But then it over the period, it got changed and it became the women empowerment. Women empowerment was there for a very long time in our country. Now, women started giving coffees and teas to the people who are coming and watching, seeing them, right? It got changed. The marriages from 13 days, it came to 1 day, 2 days affair, right? Everything, right? Once upon a time, if at all, if you want water, you have to take a big vessel and you have to go to the river and buy and take and come. Then the tap came where the water comes to your place or water comes to your street. Then the tap came inside the house. Today, we are all using the tap. Along with the tap, there are several ROs are coming. So the change is inevitable in every industry. Every industry. There were bullock carts. Today, nobody is going in bullock carts. Okay, people are riding in horses. Today, nobody. If you want to go in a horse, you have to go to beach, right? Nobody is traveling in a horse. So it is like the change is inevitable in every era. So now this era is digital marketing. Digitalization is the era. And we have no choice, whether we like it or not. If you have to sustain and survive in this market, you have to learn them. That is my submission. If you ask me personally whether I support it or not, that is a different question. That I will not comment here. But then that is what happening. So if something is happening, what we have no choice. We are just human beings, right? We have to accustom to the things which are running around us. If you give me a choice, I would probably want to throw off my mask and take my bike and go for a ride to beach and spend some time with my friends. But it is not possible because it's pandemic. Obviously, be one among the society. So if at all, if you want to be one among the society of the business environment, you have to know digital marketing. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, two of them raised their hands.
Yeah.
They wanted to ask questions. Yes, students, you can ask. Indrajit, find the person.
Yeah, ma'am. Miss Sufia Zaina, do you want to ask any questions? By mistake.
Call the other person also.
Ma'am, the other person left, ma'am. Sufia. Ma'am, she raised her hands by mistake, ma'am.
Oh,
She don't have any questions.
okay.
So if we have no question, then I can always, I'm reachable and you can take my email ID from people. You can write to me. We can also talk over the phone if there is a requirement. So no worries. You can always take this up the later thing also.
Many of them are asking your PPT, sir.
Yeah, I will share it with you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Shall we wind up the session, sir?
Sure, sure.
With more difficulty, sir. Actually, the flow it went on and on. Wow, speechless, sir. Full of inputs. I think I'm getting feedback, and everybody is saying like where level all feedback I'm getting. Thank you so much, Satya sir. I think our students are really enjoyed lot of inputs, not only for the students and we teachers. We also enjoyed a lot of updation, especially 2.0 and that Swayamvaram. My God,
Okay.
that that was there. I think it is very easy to remember for search
Remember.
engine and other things.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, sir. Excellent.
Thank you.
Speechless. Thank you so much. Unica ma'am,
Thank you.
shall we wind up, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Let me also join with an add-on, Vaidehi ma'am. As I told you in the beginning, sir, your input and your knowledge in this digital marketing is very wide. And thank you so much. I'm sure that we have learned a very little from you. Hope to have you back in our college for a longer workshop and be benefited, sir. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you,
I-
thank you.
I really
Indrajit?
enjoyed the session. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Indrajit?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thought that digital marketing was all just about posting advertisement on social media, but it turns out that it is a complex activity. Thank you for teaching us. Now, gratitude makes sense of our past, bring peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Now, I call upon Ms. Priyadarshini T, student coordinator, first BCom CE, to render the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Indrajit. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. I would like to take the pride of thanking all the hard workers who made this event a grand success. Firstly, I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Satya Swaminathan, for spending his valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. And it's my privilege to thank our director and secretary, Brother Dr. S. Arogyaraj, academic director, Dr. Fatima Wasan, and principal, Dr. Usha George, for taking this great initiative. Our hearty thanks to our Vice Principal Shift 1, Dr. B. Meena, Vice Principal Shift 2, Dr. Arogya Mary Geeta Das, and Head of the Department Commerce, Dr. G. Unica, who always seeks for the student development. Then I would like to extend my gratitude to our staff coordinator, Professor Vaidehi, Professor Sunita Jha, Professor Mahendran, who worked behind the scene to execute this wonderful event. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for your lovely presence today. Stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. I would want to give one last word. I'm getting a lot of compliments on the chat box. I'm not able to reply to each one of you. Thank you so much for enjoying my session. We'll catch up again.
Thank you, Priyadarshini. All things are difficult before having enough practice. Hope everyone will put into practice the things we learned today. Now, this is Indrajit signing off. Thank you.